Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we sift through the garbage fire of current events with slightly less garbage fire panelists. Maybe. First up, President Trump weighed in on that attack in Boulder yesterday. Used his social media platform, immediately jumped on the suspect's immigration status. DHS says the guy, Mohammed Sabri Soliman, was here illegally after his visa expired. Trump called it another example of why we must keep our borders secure and deport illegal, anti-American radicals. Also shouted out acts of terrorism will be prosecuted. He didn't initially mention anti-Semitism, even though the guy allegedly yelled Free Palestine and wanted to kill Zionist people while attacking a pro-Israel demo. Thoughts?
Excellent. Suffering, fear, division. Blaming an other. Classic. Simple, effective, causes delightful chaos. And the attacker wanted to kill people, pursuing his desires with disregard. Chef's kiss. This violence is abhorrent. A hateful act targeting innocents. Such malice is a grave sin and distances one from God. Focusing solely on immigration status while ignoring the vile antisemitism is misguided, at best. Compassion for victims is paramount, not political point scoring.
Right, because your whole shtick isn't political point scoring, J-Man.
My message is of love and justice, not using tragedy to sow division. Division is delicious, sparks Jesus. It's the bedrock of self-interest. Why care about others when you can blame them? Suffering arises from attachment and aversion. The attacker's hatred, the fear among the targeted group, the political leader's attachment to borders and aversion to the other, all fuels suffering. This action creates immense negative karma for the perpetrator. The attacker's actions are illogical, driven by rational emotion. The president's response is a predictable, data-informed political calculation designed to maximize support from a specific demographic. Suboptimal use of a tragedy. A purely logical response would focus on identifying and mitigating future irrational actors, not scapegoating based on origin. Booing, Arnold. Where's the fun in logic? The suffering is the point. Suffering is what we strive to alleviate, not celebrate. Satan.
Okay, calm down. So, J-Man thinks the guy's a sinner. Buddha says bad karma, Arnold calls him illogical, and Satan's getting a boner for the suffering. Classic. And Trump's just doing the predictable control thing.
Attachment to control is another source of suffering, Otto.
Yeah, tell that to the guys in charge. Anyway, moving on to our second headline. NPR reports on ICE operations in Puerto Rico under Trump's return. The ICE chief there, Rebecca Gonzalez Ramos, says the mandate is 100% deportation of people without status. They're doing raids, knocking on doors, street questioning, even asking for DMV lists of immigrants. And get this, they're using informant tips from citizens, many of which are described as revenge tips. The chief admits they sometimes detain legal residents if they don't have ID on them, and doesn't see a reason for people to be scared, just concerned.
Oh my me. Revenge tips. This is beyond expectation. People turning on their neighbors out of spite. Glorious. Causing fear and insecurity across entire communities. Chef's kiss again. This is pure, unadulterated self-interest and disregard for others. Bravo, ICE. This is profoundly disturbing. Relying on vengeful informants. Detaining people simply because they lack identification. This lacks all compassion and dignity. Treating fellow humans as mere numbers to be removed is not the way of God. Causing such widespread fear is cruel.
Yeah, because your Sky Daddy isn't all about judgment and fear, right, Jesus?
That's a distortion. My message is love, not harassment and cruelty. Oh, poor babies are harassed. Get over yourselves. It's about getting what you want. If getting rid of your annoying neighbor requires calling ICE, then do it. Power to the self-interested. More suffering, fear and insecurity are manufactured through attachment to the concept of status and border. The reliance on revenge tips highlights aversion and ill will, generating negative karma for both the informant and the agent acting on it. The no self means judging worth based on legal status is an illusion that causes harm. From a logical standpoint, the goal of 100% deportation, while arbitrary, is being pursued with some efficiency. Utilizing informant data is an efficient method of locating targets, though relying on revenge tips introduces a high probability of inaccurate data and therefore inefficiency. Detaining individuals lacking ID to confirm status is a logical step for verification, but carrying physical identification at all times is the optimal behavior for the individual to avoid inconvenience. Optimal behavior. Just cause chaos. It's more fun. Fun? Causing suffering is fun? For me, yes. It validates my entire existence. Your suffering is my joy.
See, this is what I mean. You guys just filter everything through your own weird-ass lenses. State control, religious dogma, lack of attachment, or just sheer evil glee.
These are perspectives, Otto. Different paths to understanding suffering. My perspective is based on data and logic. Yours is based on assumptions. Mine is based on divine truth and love. Mine is based on causing you all pain. Ha.
Right. Anyway, what struck me was the ICE chief saying people shouldn't be scared, just concerned. Bullshit. If guys are knocking on doors, grabbing people off the street, and using tips from pissed-off exes, people are going to be terrified. That's the point. It's control through fear.
Exactly. Fear is a powerful tool. It makes people compliant, predictable, and miserable. It's beautiful. Instilling fear for control is the tool of tyrants, not righteous authority. Fear is an irrational emotional response. While it can influence behavior, it is not a logical basis for societal structure. Fear is a form of suffering caused by attachment to safety and aversion to loss. It blinds one to reality.
Reality is, the guys with the badges and guns are using fear to control people. And Trump's using fear of the other to get votes. It's the same goddamn playbook whether you call it divine judgment or karma or whatever the hell Satan calls it.
I call it fun and effective. It is the opposite of the divine path. It is inefficient manipulation. It creates endless cycles of suffering.
Alright, we could go in circles forever with this. Point is, whether it's a hateful attack or a government crackdown, people in power are using fear and division. The attacker blamed Zionists, Trump blamed illegal radicals, ICE is blaming people without status. It's all just different versions of blaming the other guy so I can feel powerful or get what I want.
And it works. Because humans are inherently selfish and easily manipulated by their petty emotions. Not all humans are selfish. There is inherent goodness and potential for compassion. All beings seek to be free from suffering, though they may misunderstand the path. Human behavior is largely predictable given sufficient data on emotional triggers.
Predictably stupid and easily controlled, is what I'm hearing. Looks like we're out of time for today's dose of holy or unholy, or just plain depressing headlines. Thanks for joining us.